Good morning, everybody. I'm here to talk a little bit about why we love Pilgrim and why we keep coming and spending our time and putting our efforts in here at this beautiful community. I kind of touched on how we arrived at Pilgrim a couple months back, but for those who weren't here, last summer, our daughter said she wanted to go to church. We were not a church-going family at this time. And so out of fear that if we didn't take her to church, my mother would take her to church, I researched different types of churches here in the community. And so, we, like many of us here in the congregation, some of us have come to Pilgrim with some religious baggage, and I have my fair share myself. And so in researching, what got us to the doors of Pilgrim? Well, first it was a little bit of research. So I wanted to find a community of believers who actually, tried to put stuff into action instead of just talking about what we believed. And so when I was researching communities, I looked at Pilgrim, and we saw that Pilgrim has a rich history in the Chattanooga community. It traces its roots back to the Brainerd Mission, which was established in the early 1800s to advocate for the rights of the Cherokee people here on the land. And then fast forward into the 50s, Pilgrim was a leader in civil rights here in the community as well. And then also, Pilgrim was the first open and affirming church in Chattanooga in the early 2000s. So we have a rich history at this church of being progressive, of championing causes that aren't popular or aren't generally accepted, and yet we fight for the people who are less than. That's a history of this church. So that got us to the doors of Pilgrim Church. What kept us back for the second and third time was the community, the sense of welcome that we received when we came to this church. There's a few of us in the church council that are currently taking a leadership course. It's kind of teaching us around what our calling is, what's the important thing here at Pilgrim Church. And at least in my time here, it's not something that we have officially talked about. But in our first session, the question was asked, why did you start coming to Pilgrim? There are churches everywhere. I think somebody said there was 9 or 10 churches on 3rd Street alone between downtown and here. So we have every opportunity in the world to go anywhere. And the overall consensus, overwhelming, everybody said the same thing. When I come to Pilgrim, I feel like I'm not judged. I'm accepted completely for who I am. And I'm not asked to conform to the community. And so that's what we saw the first time we showed up. She's not in the congregation today, but Linda Blakely welcomed us as if we were family. And she introduced us to other members of this church, or other members of this community, who likewise welcomed us as if we were family. And so, and also, just by happenstance, the first sermon that we heard here was about community and how we all need each other. And so we came back. So why did we continue here a year on? Why are we still here? We love that this is a safe space to imperfectly practice love and service to our fellow man. We say it all the time, unity, not uniformity. In today's world, we can be in an echo chamber of our own ideas at all times. And Pilgrim offers opportunities to embrace curiosity of other people's beliefs through activities like we got the after-service coffee hour. We've got potlucks throughout the year where we can join and meet and talk about our differences. The sermon talkbacks. It's so exciting to hear different opinions on sermons or on texts that we're reading. And then it's welcomed with curiosity, and it's not about ascribing to the same set of beliefs. And so this diversity of thought keeps us coming. It's challenging. It allows me to challenge my own beliefs. And how can I be better? How can I grow? How can I be more malleable? and being in a community of people who embrace the diversity of thought and opinion. It's a very beautiful thing, and in this day and age, it's kind of missing from what I can see in a lot of spaces. We have a lot of people believing the same thing hanging out together. We don't have a whole lot of variety, but we're seeing it here. It's a safe space to practice love and service. I want to read one of my favorite verses, 1 John 4:7. Beloved, let us love one another, because love is from God. Everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, for God is love. So love and service, it's not just stuff that we talk about. They're not just values we talk about. They're built into how we live as a community here at Pilgrim. Whether we're helping a neighbor through programs like the community breakfast and the food pantry, which we're having after the service today, supporting pilgrims in need, or simply showing kindness in our day-to-day interactions, my church, it helps us practice love as a way of life. So in closing, being part of this church, it gives us the space to practice love in tangible ways through listening, helping, and showing up for others. Service here isn't a duty. It's a way of embodying compassion and deepening connection to all beings. We are so grateful to have found a community where we can act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with our God. Thank you.